Just taking the shape of Shavasana if you would like, or bent knees. You can even support yourself with pillows. I have too many pillows right now. I always like to play around with props. And here is, as always, just a suggestion. You can place one hand on your heart center, and one hand can be face down, either on your thigh or on your mat or the floor, whatever you're lying on. And when I do this and I focus on my breath, I think of this mantra: I am heart-centered, I am grounded. I am grounded and I am heart-centered. Trying in the chaos of life, in just everyday normal life, it's challenging these days. And sometimes those little things help. Remembering my heart center and remembering to connect with the ground. I am going to share this. It's a little silly. It's a passage from a child. Her name is Emma. It's called When I Am 100 Years Old. When I turn 100 years old, I will be tired of everything and everyone. So I will tell everyone I'm going to Canada, but actually go to the Bahamas. I'll live in a tiny hut with my tiny dog. I will order fish tacos when I'm hungry and live my best life with no crap. I don't know why that brought me great joy. A good reminder to be playful in your daydreams, and kind of we get really limited as we get older, like, oh, I can't do that, I'd never do that. So how fun to think about a little hut, a little dog, some fish tacos, and the Bahamas, and no crap. Breathing in and breathing out. I am grounded, I am heart-centered. Each breath worthy of your attention. Consider switching the hands, heart center, and grounded. Taking a few more breaths right here, feeling the ground, feeling the heart center. And bring both hands now to touch at your heart center. Notice the connection of your hands, your fingers, your palms, your thumbs, on the connection to this energetic area, love and compassion, giving and receiving. And let's send something good out from our hearts outward. And then consider taking arms out, legs out, coming right into starfish, taking some full breaths and also taking up some space. And when you exhale, you might like to sigh the breath out, letting go. Big whole body breaths in and exhale out. Couple more here. Full energizing breaths. And we'll draw the knees in toward the chest. Some of my favorite moves for my low back when it's cranky are these really simple things like hugging the knees in. It is not magic. It's not medical advice, of course, because I'm giving it, but I find it simple and helpful. So we'll start here. Just take a couple of breaths. And then we'll keep one hand on each knee. As you inhale, let the legs go away from your torso and then draw them back in. Exhale. Inhale out and exhale back. Your low back will move a little bit. So you can create how much movement by how far the legs go out and how far you draw them in. Let the breath be number one. Let's do that one more time. Breath in, breath out. And then we'll release the legs and we'll take a low thread the needle, right leg on top. And if you really want, you can draw the legs in, but we'll do that in a moment. But if it feels better, certainly do that. And you might take your arms out in a T, right leg on top, arms just spreading out. Now at the bottom of your next exhale, go ahead and switch the legs. Left leg on top, noticing how it feels compared to the first side. And we'll release this side. You can keep the legs bent, or you might like to straighten them out. We'll let the head gently turn side to side. Take your time on this journey. Feel all the feels. And you might like to pause. Once you turn your head to the right, you can pause there for a few breaths. If it doesn't feel good to do that, continue side to side. At the bottom of your next exhale, go ahead and switch sides. And coming back to center. We're going to do a little bit of core stuff. There's options. I'm going to try to explain them all. It's not complicated, and we've done it before, but it's been a minute. So we start in the position of legs up, like you're in a chair that tipped over. For me, I like to press my low back down. Some of you may want to have the arch, the little natural curve, but I feel strongest when I press down. Now you can use your hands. We're going to go to the right calves. the right calves first, or you can use the left foot, tapping the calves. So see which way it's available, and you can even try both. You can tap all the way down toward the ankle and all the way up behind the knee, as gentle or as intense as you want it. So the core part is holding the legs, right? And then we have the back of the leg stuff, which we need. Oh, yes, calves and hamstrings. So we'll do just a couple more breaths. And then release, pause, let everything rest. Take a full breath in and out. And one more. Full breath in and out. And we'll go to the second side. So the right foot to the left calf muscles, or hands, fists. Anyway, exploring. Don't forget to breathe the whole time. Nice breaths. You can maybe notice a difference here. My left side is super sensitive. Couple more breaths. And we release and we rest, maybe in starfish. Any shape at all for relaxing full breaths. We take the same shape again, legs up. For me, maybe you, back down. And we start now with the right hamstrings, so the back of the thigh. You can go with the left foot. I can barely do that. That's my hip information. So I like to take the fists for the hamstrings. You can go all the way up toward the butt, all the way, like even out to the side a little bit, right into the middle. And you can also do what I'm doing, lifting the shoulder blades and the head. It makes it, I don't know, more of like a crunch, but that might feel awful, and you could certainly rest your head back down. As gentle or as intense as you like. Breathe, breathe. And we pause and rest between sides. Woo! So much information today on the back of the body. And other side. I'm going to try. I like to see if I can get there. The right foot can go a little bit better, but again, I prefer hands for the hamstrings. Lifting the head and the shoulder blades, maybe, maybe not. Just have fun with it. Explore. Up by the butt, down, behind, maybe off to the side a little bit. Breath, breath, breath. And we release out into starfish. Big, beautiful, full breaths in, maybe gentle sighs out. From here, take low, thread the needle again, left leg on top, or draw the legs in this time. I always called it thread the needle, and one of my teacher friends in Orange County calls it back release pose. So evidently it's also feel good for the back. Makes sense. Maybe you add a little bit of resistance, pressing the top leg into the bottom and the bottom leg back into the top leg. And one more big breath in, maybe sigh it out. And we'll switch sides, right leg on top, staying in this nice low variation or drawing the legs in, holding shin or thigh. When we do these poses a lot, kind of the discipline of yoga, what can we find today that's different in this practice, even though it's the same pose? Big breath in, maybe sigh it out for your exhale. Releasing. And let's hug the left leg in now. And we'll play a little more with hamstrings and calves. Straightening and bending. And noticing the foot. So right now my foot is just relaxed. Just going along for the ride, and that feels lovely. Now I can do an active point and reach through the toes as I go up and down, changing it up. I feel this more on the shin, on the front of the leg. And then you can dorsiflex and reach through the heel. Now I feel it again on the calves, but also on the hamstrings. So the whole back chain of the leg. Feel free to move in and out of those shapes, pointing, flexing, and just a relaxed foot. And we'll take a few more, slow and steady. And the next time the leg is up, let's add the resistance, clasping behind the leg. Let the leg push through the hands, hands resist. Leg tries, I should say, tries to push through your hands, hands resist. Big breath in and out, and one more. Slowly we release. And switch sides. Hug the right leg in, hold behind the thigh. Start with foot relaxed and just get the leg movement. Let the nervous system say, okay, I know where we're going. Feels okay on this side. And then when you're ready, you can begin to play, changing the foot. Keep the idea of exploration over control, feel good over forcing. Next time your leg is up, let's try resistance. Pressing out with the leg, drawing back with the hands. One more breath in and out. Releasing. Starfish pose. Whole body inhaling and exhaling. Noticing the ground. Noticing your heart center. Couple more breaths here. You can draw your legs in and let your legs float up. Let the arms join, coming into resting bug. Let this be as soft, as quiet, as feels good. I am going to give a couple of options if you want to do this. We can circle the wrists and the ankles. We're going to go one direction as we take the arms and legs apart. And then switch direction with your circles as you bring arms and legs back together. It's a little bit of a brain teaser. We'll do a couple more. Feel free to be in stillness. And then we pause, let the limbs float. Grounded and heart-centered, and a little lightness for the limbs. Releasing. Take your legs all the way out. We're going to practice something on our back that then we'll flip over and do on our belly. So we're coming into cactus arms. Get the feeling of this. So Kind of the upper arm is out from the shoulder, about at shoulder height, maybe a little less. And I'm going to lift, a little lift of the arm, and then reach the arms out. And then back to cactus and lower. So it's a little lift, reach, bend, and lower. Just do it a few times here. Getting this feeling on our bellies. Prone is a little different. And pause and rest. Just let your body be still here. If cactus doesn't feel good, go out into a T or into Shavasana. Just taking a few breaths here before we flip. All right. Take your time, bend your knees, rolling to your side. Make your way onto your belly. You can have your blanket for your pillow, or you can rest your forehead directly on your mat. When we do this similar movement, the cactus arms and the reach, we're now going to be working the muscles in the upper back, also in the shoulders and beyond. Maybe do less, right? Start off really gently and notice how it feels. You don't want to overdo this movement. I've done it and then I'm super duper sore. It's mostly just for some good work and stretch. So your forehead can rest. You can press your feet down. You can press your pubic bone down. And the arms are in this cactus shape. Then you lift the arms a little bit and reach. Reach them forward like Superwoman. Then bend and lower. And continue doing that. Little lift, reach, bend, and lower. So you'll feel between your shoulder blades, the rhomboids, etc., doing work. You just don't need to try for the gold medal right here. I just want you to be like, I'm there. I made the games. Beautiful. Let's try finishing the one you're on and then doing 2 more. And you can make a stack with your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. Depending how your lower body feels, you might like to bend your knees and let the legs go side to side. And there's the puppies. Okay, reaching your legs out. The arms can be in a wide diamond. Press feet down, pubic bone down, and lift the chest a little bit. Lift the head a little bit. This is a little back bend. We don't need to do a lot. We're going to do twice more after this. You might gaze forward, but try to keep the neck long. Big breath in and out, and we will release. Maybe a little hip waggle before we come in again. Just moving the hips side to side. Okay, same thing, wide diamond, lifting chest, Lifting gaze. Maybe the arms will come a little closer, elbows under shoulders. You'll create Sphinx pose. Sorry, I'm trying to move my mic here a little bit. We reach heart forward, gaze forward, neck is long, feet down, pelvis down, arms down, grounded and heart centered. Reach forward with the heart, any amount. Imagine you've got a beautiful light beam, boom, shining right out. One more breath. Release, rest on your hands, maybe the legs side to side or the hips. Now you have two to choose from. Wide diamond, or the second one, Sphinx pose. Or this time, if you'd like, you can practice grasshopper arms, so hands pressed down just about the height of your rib cage, your chest. Feet down, pelvis down, and we lift. Now you can really press down through the arms and think lengthen, lift, length and lift. If it's available and you feel wild, you could lift the hands and just see, oh, how much was I using my hands? Quite a bit. One more breath. Please decide, rest here, stretched all the way out, or you might like to press yourself back into child's pose. You can do a supported one, or just you and your mat. Maybe make little fists to stack and put your forehead on. We'll take several breaths here, resting. About another minute resting. Feel free to change your resting position if you'd like. Slowly make your way to tabletop position. From the ground, child's pose or crocodile, we come up to tabletop, wanting to do some cats and cows today, and then some hip circles, and that's it. If you prefer seated cat-cow or to stay in your resting position, you could go back there. Otherwise, we can take an inhale, lengthen the whole front, and exhale, round into cat, lengthening the back. Cats and cows. And try to let the head follow My head loves to lead, but we try tailbone, low back, upper back, and head. And we round, and the head follows along. Taking just a few more cats and cows. Coming back to center, this neutral spine, tabletop. And then you can curl your toes under or not. Make some hip circles. You can even do some with toes curled under and some without. Taking the pelvis all the way around. Switching direction. Coming back to center, and let's make our way down onto the mat. Lying down. Coming into supported bridge. You'll have your pelvis on a cushion. You can keep your head supported, or you might want to slide out the blanket. Now, the option that is the most chill, the most restful, would most likely be feet a little wider, knees together with a cushion. So now the legs, they have nothing to do. You get it just right so you're not holding them. They're in this tripod position. For me, I feel like this widens my low back, kind of that sacrum area. Other folks say they feel compressive like that. So if it feels compressive, you might want the legs in neutral. You can also take your legs up into the sky if that's what you want at this time. There's time for several breaths in each position. You can place your palms down with arms in a T, or maybe you want to go back into a cactus arm. Just be. Breath in, breath out. Notice which parts of your body are touching the ground, supported by the ground. And then bring awareness to your heart center. I am grounded. I am heart centered. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll spend a couple more minutes in this gentle inversion. Feel free to take the legs up or bring the legs down. Feel free to change the shape of your arms. We'll begin by bringing the feet down to the ground. If you have the cushion between the legs, you can take that out. Taking another breath here. And lifting off the cushion. Coming down, maybe hugging your knees in. You can do a gentle rock. And when you're ready, you're going to stretch out into Shavasana. You can support your legs with cushions, with blankets, whatever you have. And support your head and your neck. You might like palms down for Shavasana, just to connect again with the ground and your heart center. And each exhale, just an opportunity to surrender a little more, and let yourself rest. Completely, fully resting. You may, of course, choose to stay and rest longer, or take a few deep breaths coming right back into your body, noticing the ground, noticing your heart center, maybe inviting a tiny smile. And begin to move in some gentle, familiar ways. You can stretch out, you can draw yourself into a ball, wiggle toes and fingers, whatever your body wants, it's telling you right now. When you're ready, bend your knees and roll to your right side into fetal pose. Pause there, a pose of new beginnings, so we can take something off the mat into the rest of our evening, out into the world. And we'll come up to sit. Bring your hands to touch in front of your forehead. May you share good thoughts with yourself and with others. Hands to your mouth. May you share good words with yourself and with others. And hands to heart. May you share good love with yourself and with others. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Let's go to the Bahamas.